Hello everyone. How are you all doing today? Hello Hayden, hello Vassal, hello Dom. Division 3, Ricky's replacing Lucas after that shambles affair. Apparently he's still quite quick though, so the shambles may not all be completed. But to every driver reminding me that the divisions aren't quite balanced, please shut the living hell up. It gets quite annoying. Round 7, first time. This is the third and final new track on the calendar for this season. Red Bull Ring, Spielberg. I must say, it's going to be a good one. I can almost see it ending up a bit like a Monza when it comes to slipstream. It's one of those tracks. It's a fun one. Hello JD, and I'm good Hayden. It is quite a popular track when it comes to, well, everyone. Everyone seems to like it. I must say, I enjoy it. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't enjoy it. It provides one of the best F1 races on the calendar if you follow that, so there is that as well. Never a dull moment, never a dull moment. Anyway, I'm just making sure that everyone's here. That should be here, announcement. And we will be ready to go. I really enjoy racing around here. It's quite fun, I must say. Red Bull Ring provides brilliant racing. There's a lot of overtaking spots, and like Monza, it can provide close racing, and I think we'll have a good one to the end here. I must say, I think there's going to be a nice little battle. Looking at the standings as well, I think they've just come out. Team standings, we'll have a look at that one first. We'll try and get some quick math going. I'm pretty confident Night Shift's probably won it, but the math is probably too big. But driver standings. Having a look at the driver standings then in Div 3. An 18-point lead between Alfa Pino and Cam West. Now if Cam doesn't score points today and Alfa Pino gets the full 18, Alfa Pino will secure the championship because he cannot race. So if he scores all 18 points, there will be a 36-point gap, so Cam can get all 18 next round for the past 2 rounds. But on countback, I do believe Nick should win. But anyway, I think Alfa Pino then has a chance to take the title today if he does score. But he will need a massive advantage of all 18 points. But I think we are ready to go just about. Alfa Pino is also on the pad, isn't he? Yeah, his wheel broke. So there is some information to you. Alfa Pino is very ready for this one. Only 11 people on the roadside, 3 people won't be scoring points. The sun is shining after last week's rain-stricken race in the Belgian forest. At Spa, everyone seems to be ready. And let's hope then we have a good, clean start. Let's get this started. So in practice, Cam is currently fastest on track for the 28.3. Expect some slipstream battles within the teams as well. Let's hope everyone gets out of the pit lane nicely. The Porsches may struggle with top speed on those cars, not the best. See Beamer gang, off Hong Vara on mediums. Last week we didn't have any tyre rules, this week we do, as it's back to a dry race. And then Joseph and everyone, it's a long pit lane here as well, it's a fairly long pit lane at least anyway. As then PX4 and Joseph are the last out. Cam, he is the first out. Oh no, he's not, there's someone else up ahead, but he's not really got their toe. There's, who's that? It's Noffelhonk. He's filling in again over at Can-Am. He's added a bit of gold to his black livery this time. It looks like an Iron Lynx car if you follow them in GT World Challenge Europe or in ELMS. They also use the Ferrari. So then Shregu's first out. He's had some bitterly tough luck, I must say, over the past few rounds. He's come very close to scoring points, but never been able to finish the job. He's hoping he can today. It's a fairly short lap around the Red Bull Ring. It's actually a fairly long circuit. It's a longer track than people think. When you look at people look at the F1 lap times and go, "Oh, it's a short circuit." It is, but a lot of it's flat out. So there's more distance to it than people actually think. That Shregu picking up half second turn on penalties, so his first lap won't really matter anyway. Cam West. Round the final turn, track limits around here is going to be a big factor as well. Noffonk, he's one of the people who started on the mediums, so he's into the pits, so he'll be starting on the mediums. There's someone off in the background I couldn't quite see. Lewis, he's picked up a penalty. That'll mean his lap, well, this lap will be invalidated and he's straight into the pits. There's also the try-dries, Ricky then filling in for Lucas, and Huber further back. Be quiet, Hayden. This lap should be invalidated for Shregu, I think. It comes through turn 4. Corvette. Good top speed on this car as well, expect it to do well. Alfa Pino. This is differs very much between the Corvettes and the Porsches. There's Beamer Gang in his BMW. Kavak, he's hoping for a solid result for Helix. He's not, I don't think he's had a podium in a few races. Anyway, around the final 2 turns, Shregu. So easy to get a penalty as it drops downhill through the final turn. Keeps, oh no, I take that back. There's a penalty for, I think Cam keeps on track in the benchmark lap time. Got the slipstream of Shregu up ahead at 21, or a 1:21.91. Up towards the line, Nick, oh, 300 soft. Ricky goes provisional pole for 29 flat. Huber, he's next. PX4 up towards the line. Beamer Gang sets a 31.8, a 31.1 for PX4, puts him into 5th. Noffel Hong Kong is on an outlap. And Joseph's coming around the final few turns, as well as Lewis, I've just realised, has backed out. 2 races in a row, I think he's done that. Joseph, he goes 6th with a 1:30.9. Kavak a 30.4. So Ricky provisional pole then, so after the first round of laps. Cam's got to find 600 or 1600ths, 0.16 of a second, and he's through the middle sector. He's purple by more than that. He's having a much cleaner lap time. He went a long time. He was a lot quicker in practice, but he's probably getting a banker lap down first. That's going to be track limits there, I'm almost sure of it. Up towards the line. Provisional pole, then he goes straight to the top of a 28.8. Ricky, will he be improving? I think he's picked up a slipstream along the way of Schrager. He does, but he won't improve. Alfa Pino, he doesn't improve. Neither does Huber. Huber's currently in 4th. That's good by him. Kavak's coming through the final 2 turns. He's in 5th. PX4 and Beamer Gang, they both improve. PX4 actually goes 5th, so far he's having a brilliant qualifying session for the American. Kavak up towards the line. It's looking good for him so far. Well, this put him, he jumps back into 5th. improving by 9/10. Joseph, he's up towards the line, he improves and goes 5th. He knocks his teammate back down 6th as soon as he had just done it. Not for Honk, he's in a mistake somewhere down on the lap, and he sets a 38.6. So Cam West then provisional pole. No one, it's a longer lap here. Ricky's got past Shrey, oh, it's a shorter lap, sorry. Ricky's got past Shregu. No one's into the pits so far yet. They do have time. They can probably put on a fresh set of tyres. The tyres aren't really going to be much of a problem. It's all about fuel. So maybe there's some potential for a one-stop. Ricky, personal best through the middle sector. Bit shaky on the curves there through turn 8. On the exit of 7, sorry. Up towards turn 9. An apology there by Alpino, so he's had a coming together with someone. Cam West improves again on 28.6. Ricky a bit shaky on the exit. Not going as far as Cam did. He won't be improving. Alpino, he's coming through the final 2 turns. He's also got Beamer Gang ahead of him. Shregu improves, but that will still keep him 9th, I think. Alpino with the toe. Well, with that apology, I think knocked him down a few spots. Joseph's in 5th. He's looking like he improves. Can he keep within the track limits? It seems like he can. Up towards the line. Not going to find much to jump Huber onto the 2nd row of the grid. And he goes onto the 1st row of the grid. Forget 2nd though. 128.9. Nothonk, he improves into 8th. Havoc's into the pits, as he's going to be getting some fresh rubber on. And to try and gain that extra time back that he lost as people would start knocking him down. He will have time to get a lap out, get everyone temperature, and then go again. Cam West, he's coming through the final sector, then 2 turns to go, and 2 of the more trickier turns on the track. Both downhill braking, track limits very tricky. These cars aren't high downforce like an F1 car would be. So it's a real job to manage them. Up towards the line, will he improve? No, he does not. He's a 10th off. Ricky pushing the track limits a bit more, holds onto it nicely. He's looking good for him. Will he improve? He does. He goes onto the front row of the grid. He knocks down Joseph. Huber improves into 4th, knocking the championship leader down into 5th. Shregu, he improves. That might put him 9th, I think. Alpino, where does he improve to? Alpino provisional pole, 128.5. Where's that come from? Joseph, he's coming through the final turn, and he's actually into the pits. So Joseph wants to get some fresh rubber on for one last lunge. How many people have we had on provisional pole? This is the 3rd person now. After we said he wasn't having the best of qualifying, Nothonk improves. He's not far off the time of PX4. He will have 2 more laps in him if he's quick enough and clean. He's 500ths off the back of PX4. Beamer Gang and PX4, they've got a bit of coming together up at turn 3, it seems, so I think their laps are going to be a bit impeded. Cam West, beautiful through turn 8. Down towards turn 9. He's a clean air all the way through, and he'll be able to get 1 more lap under his belt, as he was the 1st person out. So Cam needs a win. He knows what's on the line. Goes well over the track limits there. Will that be a penalty? Let's find out. Up towards the line, looking to take provisional pole back. He improves, but not by much, but he does close the gap. Cam hasn't taken tyres, so his tyres are really spent. Watch out for the Helix, boys. They're not far off, and they're on their outlaps. Ricky goes provisional pole with a 128.3. Now, they were complaining that Ricky's too quick. Well, he's not too quick. He's still the same pace as them. Just because someone's quicker than you doesn't mean he's not your pace. But Alpino instantly responds. Back to the top of 128.2. So, Alpino instantly responds, then goes back provisional pole. He really wants this championship, doesn't he? Cam West, he's not had a win since the 1st round in Bathurst, so he's going to want to keep going at that. Where's Cavoc? Cavoc's on his flyer. He's coming around the final 2 turns. He might be able to get another lap in here if he's quick on the exit. Needs to be mindful of track limits. I think he may have just been within them. Up towards the line. Fresh tyres. He won't get another run, but he does improve. Joseph, he's on a flyer. He's coming up towards the final 2 turns, and he'll be the 1st to enter his final flying time then. No, he's not. He's on an outlap. So he's actually timed the pit stop poorly. So Joseph, I actually thought he would be able to improve, but he won't get another lap. Well, that's unfortunate for Joseph, because I thought a Helix boys might be able to do something there, but Joseph pitted a lap too early, or a lap too late, sorry, and that's really cost him. Cam's coming around the final turns, not going to improve though, looking at that exit, and there's the penalty, so the best Cam will start is third. Ricky, he needs to find 600s around the final turn, really pushing it now. He hasn't taken fresh tyres, but he's still improving. Is it going to be pole for him? No, it's Alpha Pino on pole, I think. Unless Huber can pull something massive out here. No, he's well down, so he's done a mistake. So it's Alpha Pino on pole. Shregu, a 129.6, puts him into the top, or puts him 7th. He's into the top 8. Is Alpha Pino going to get some donuts? There's 2 extra bonus points for him. That will extend his championship lead to 20 points. 16 points to be gained in the race. Nothonk up towards the line. Where's he going to go? This is looking good for him. He goes 7th, knocks Shregu down to 8th. Beamer Gang won't improve, and I don't think PX4 will either, though, as PX4's got the penalty. So Alf Pino on pole. After quite a good qualifying session, he's getting some donuts in. He takes pole by 600ths from Ricky and then Cam. These guys so aggressive on their laps. None of them actually pitted for tyres. So if they actually took fresh rubber with a lighter car, it'd be interesting to think whereabouts they'd actually be. Joseph, he starts on the second row of grid. Huber of a brilliant qualifying, he's in 5th. 2 people who've had a good qualifying go. Shregu's in 8th. That's a good result for him. Then 2 Americans at the back. It was PX4 had a good start to qualifying, but couldn't find the time to improve. Him and Beamer Gang going well at it between each other. But top 9 within 2 seconds, that's pretty good, I must say. Shrigu's going to be looking for some points for the BRT team. They've been struggling pretty much all season, but Alf Pino getting some last donuts in. Can't imagine why. The championship's not over yet, and the race certainly isn't either. Who do you think is going to win this then? We've got a quick Alf Pino, a debut Ricky, or a determined Cam West. Let's find out now. I've got an hour on the clock. 2 different compounds to use, and here's the grid for round 7 of the GTEL Division 3 Championship from the Red Bull Ring here in Spielberg, Austria. Alf Pino on pole, followed by Ricky on debut. Cam West and Joseph lock out the second row of the grid. Huber and Kavak after a brilliant qualifying, both of them on row 3, and Nothonk and Shregu round out the final points paying positions, or where they'll be starting at least. That can all change. 10 people on the grid. Lewis does not start. The lights are going on, the revs are being built. We are ready to go racing here then. And we are away at Spielberg. It's a good start there by Alf Pino. Joseph's not had a bad start either, but Shregu's had a brilliant getaway off the line, and he's going to be fighting to go into 5th. Cam West trying to find a way up into 2nd. He's not close enough. There's chaos off the back like at Spa. PX4's gone into 8th. Nothonk's dropped down to the back. Kavak and Huber are racing up towards turn 1. Ricky, is he going to be close enough to look for a move on Alf Pino? Alf Pino goes defensive, but tucked back in, and Ricky's going to try and go for a bit of a switchback move, and Ricky's going to be into the lead. Ricky goes deep though, so his lead is not lived long, and there's Joseph. Joseph's round sideways. Huber's gone wide. There's a bit of contact between him and Shregu. Shregu's going to be into 5th, but there's contact somewhere down the back, and Joseph's been spun around. Alpha Pino, Cam West is going to try and find his way up through Ricky at turn 4. Isn't going to be able to get it done. That's Beamer Gang up into 5th. It's a brilliant start by him as he started 10th. Cam West couldn't get his way through at turn 3 after Ricky went deep. He kind of got blocked, which is a bit unfortunate for him. This is allowing Alf Pino to bridge a bit of a gap, but the slipstream train here is going to be quite big. Beamer Gang and Shregu 5th and 6th. They've both had brilliant starts. Huber's fallen down 7th, and Nothonk's pushing PX4 off wide at turn 8. And Joseph's down at the back. He hasn't got damage, but let's have a replay of the start then. So looking at the start, you see the revs being built up. Now look at this getaway from Shregu. You see the lights going on? And the reactions compared to Nothonk, see Kavak and Huber kicking up some, or creating some smoke as they spin their wheels, and Shregu round the outside he goes of Kavak, and then what happened? There was 4 wide into turn 1 for a bit there, and that's where everyone had a bit of chaos. Back to the racing though. Alpine 1.5 second leaders. Cam West and Ricky, they're ghosting in each other. As Cam's trying to find his way up into second. Ricky will have the inside line going down towards turn 4. Schrager's into 5th. As Beamer Gang's falling down. Ricky down the inside, going to try and hold on to the position. He goes a bit deep. Cam's taking the tighter line through 4. Ricky Vogt does have the better exit. He's able to save Cavoc's up into 4th as well. Schrager had a bit of a penalty with his burning that off. And there's a quick BBR Huber behind him. And they're going to have to be mindful of each other. And there's a nice train further back with Huber, Beamer Gang and Nothonk behind, all chasing Schrager. No prod here with Schrager either, so he's by himself. Up at the front though, the gap closing down slowly, but if Ricky and Cam go at it, that's going to really cause some problems, I must say, and it's going to allow Alpine to go off into the distance and just bridge that gap even further and give them a good chance to take the title next round out. Cam West up towards turn 1 then. Not close enough to go for a move on to Ricky. You can see he's thinking about it. Cavoc's lonely in 4th if those two are coming together. That's a 1 second penalty for Schrager again. He's got to be mindful of track limits. He keeps getting them, and Norfolk struggling down in 8th. And that's Joseph who's got past PX4 into 9th. Cambo close into turn 3. He's going to go for it, I think. Ricky leaves in space. Cam though, there's a bit of contact. Cam backs off, doesn't want to spin him. It's good sportsmanship there by Cam. They're still going out though. Cam's still got the momentum. Is it going to be Tri-Driver? Is it going to be Motorsport West in second? Cam's got the inside line and he's got his car heading towards turn 4. And I think finally after 3 laps might be able to get it, but Ricky's going to try and defend around the outside. Ricky's got some balls to try and do that, and well done Ricky. Brilliant defending skills there. Holding on to that one. As they come through turn 6 and 7. Cavoc's closing the gap and Alpino's bridging a gap. Over 2 seconds now. The way these two are going out, it's really helping Alpino just pull away. Schrager, he's under pressure. He's getting his penalty down, but he's showing pace where he's able to pull away from Huber when he's not getting penalties. But at the end of lap 3, then Alpino leads from Cam West and Ricky in the battle for second. Try's not up to something. What do you mean Try drives up to something? I don't know why everyone's complaining about Ricky. I understand Lucas because he was not Div 3 pace. But Ricky wasn't even on pole, so he wasn't the quickest. Him and Cam are going at it, which means he's the same pace as Alpino and Cam. Which means, just because a new guy comes in and starts doing well, he's not winning. He's not doing what Lucas did by having a 10-second lead at the end of lap 1. He's the same pace as these guys. Oh, but Ricky has a moment at turn 4. And Cam will go through at 5. Up towards 6. Well, that was a fairly easy move there by Cam then. Huber's got past Schrager. I think Schrager burned a bit more of his penalty off. Actually, may have had a moment further on in the lap. Cam is now going to have to try and get his head down and close the gap to Alfa Pino. Strategy is going to be quite interesting as well. Lucas, yeah, he is Div 1 pace, but there's no Div 1 spots. Do we just kick someone out just for someone else? No, that's not how we do it here. Cam West, though, fastest lap of the race for him, faster than the pole lap, gets a half-second penalty over at turn 1, but 27.8 would have put him on pole. He wishes he could have done that in quali. Alpina's also got a big penalty as well of a second. Cam, he gets rid of all of his penalties, going to be struggling for momentum, though. He goes to reserve. Well, there are no Indy spots for independent reserves to go. It's fully teams in Div 1 and 2. Ricky thought about a move around the outside there into turn 6. 5 seconds up the road is Cavok then, and whilst it's a bit quieter, we'll try and work out then. The maximum amount of points that are left are 30. Oh, sorry, there's 90. 3 races where the maximum amount of points you can get as a team is 30. As Ricky sends it down the inside at turn 10. So late move, and that's actually cost Cam West a penalty as well. Ricky's not an Indy. What the hell? When did I say that? Ricky can't just go. The Tri-Drive doesn't have a Div 1 team where Ricky or Lucas can be. So you can't reserve where a team doesn't exist. So it would have to be an Indy. But there's no Indy spots you can reserve. Every team has a reserve that they can use. Cam gets more of his penalty off, and that will allow Ricky to go through at turn 3, but Div 3 team standings. They have a gap of, if we do some quick math here, 50 points. And Cam's going to be hoping that Night Shift can get second here. Ricky's going to do what he can to deny that. We can't just put someone in Div 2 because we say so. And just saying, oh no, you have to be a reserve, is not quite fair. I mean, he was reserving anyway. I mean, I know everyone would like it. I mean, it's a tough one for us to do. We can't just, like, tell the team, oh yeah, you can't race. But something has to be done, and it's not as easy as you lot think. As Cam gets another second penalty over at the final 2 turns. So he's really on edge. He's really struggling right now to try and get past Ricky. He's struggling to keep up with him. But Night Shift have a 50-point lead to Helix. So if they outscore them by 10 points here, or 11 points, they will have the title wrapped up. So far, they are getting 27 points. Now they're getting 30 points. Whereas Helix are getting 10. So right now, as it stands, Team's Championship will be going to Night Shift this race. As it stands, anyway. Cam back through on Ricky then. Try seems to reserve every race. Yes, I do believe that was someone left the team, so they needed a reserve. They reserve every race because they need a reserve. More penalties then for Cam and Ricky. That might be another one for Cam, as he takes a nice adventure off into the gravel trap, the run-off at turn 1. There we go, 2.8 seconds. These two duking out has allowed Alpino to get a solid gap, as Cam will get a lot of his penalty off. Ricky will go around the outside. Cam's going to try and defend it off. They both goes due to penalties, and now it's going to be who's got the bigger balls, who's going to drag it down. The Corvette's got a better top speed than the Porsche, so down towards turn 4, Cam will have it. Round the outside, Ricky's going to try and go. He's been good round the outside of turn 4, and he will have that move done and get the rest of his penalty off, whilst Cam's still got 2.1 seconds. Penalty for Alpino is 2 tenths. He could easily get that done into turn 1 or 3 if he's so pleased. I'll point out, before everyone goes, they are intentionally saying they need a reserve. I'm in the Tri-Drive team. There wasn't, not, that's what you think, but you clearly don't know what's going on then, Helix, because Elmer literally left the team. I don't know if you realise, but for the first 2 rounds, Elmer never raced. Then he raced the 3rd one and then left halfway through. So you're acting like they're just going, oh, let's bring in these guys so we can get more points. That's not what they're doing. You're just assuming that because you think you know what's going on just because you're losing to them. That's not what's going on. They genuinely needed someone to drive because Elmer decided to fuck off. Quite simple. Elmer's meant to be reserving for Can-Am tonight, but last second he backed out, which is why not for honks in 8th. Simple. More penalties for Cam. He's really struggling, but he really needs a second. He really knows that gap between him and Alpino's at risk. Ricky, he's going to look for a move around the outside at turn 9. No way. Ricky thinks about it, tries to get a bit of a switchback. There's a bit of contact at the back there with Cam. Now, will that give Cam a penalty? So he did seem to go wide there at turn 9. He does, all because of Ricky's contact. That's a bit sketchy. Up towards turn 3 then. Ricky, is he going to go for a move? Cam defends the inside line again. Personal best first sector for Ricky. I know it's only a few straights, and Ricky will get through again. Cam going to try and find a bit of a switch back and down towards turn 4. It's going to be another drag race where you would expect the Corvette to then be ahead. Cam also was that inside line, and this sort of penalty strat where he's burning a bit of his penalty is actually working out for him. He's ahead though before the turns. Ricky's going to try and fight back down the inside at turn 4. Defending around the outside and overtaking on the outside seems to be the best strategy, but only seems to be working for Ricky. And Ricky, as soon as he's out, he's back in P2, but down towards turn 7, then Cam's going to try and find his way avoid a crash. Do apologise for my mic cutting out. My controller keeps deciding to die. 5 seconds of the gap though between Ricky and the leader Alfa Pino, who's had a quiet race, I must say. Joseph's not far off Shregu, who's trying to collect some points for his team, and Joseph's trying to climb his way up the order, which is desperately needed as his team's looking like we're going to lose the championship today. But Ricky might have something to say to that, and Ricky's off and just about misses the barrier. He continues going on, and that... Will Ricky get a penalty for that? Surely he must get a penalty because he gained time there. Cam's going to go down the inside. He covers that inside line. 2.6 seconds penalty he has. Gets a bit more of it off. Ricky round the outside he goes. Cam with the inside line. This is where he'll have the drag. This is where he will be a bit of a drag race, and then he'll have the inside line down towards turn 4. But as we've seen, that's not really been favourable to him. Down towards turn 4, then Ricky's been good defending around the outside here, and he'll hold on to second, it seems. Cam's going to need a good exit, but a good exit's not what he gets, or at least compared to Ricky's, and Ricky will then have the inside line in towards turn 6, and Cam will just have to back out here, and Cam's really struggling to find a way through. Helix, I don't know why you're cheering. If Cam comes second, you lose the championship. Further back down the order as we actually approach the pit window. That's something we're going to have to look at. And actually, let's have a look at what tyres everyone's on. Alpino's on softs, Ricky's on softs, Kavak's on softs, Sauce for Huber has managed his tyres quite nicely. Sauce for Shregu, Joseph's on to the back of Shregu, he's on softs, Nophonk on mediums, mediums for Beamer Gang, and softs for PX4. So Beamer Gang and Nophonk, the only ones on mediums, so they'll be on softs for end. And as we've seen, the medium to the doing the mediums first actually isn't a bad strategy, so Shregu's points are definitely not certain here, as Joseph's all over the back of him, off towards turn 3. Shregu's picked himself up a 1 second penalty, as Joseph's tucked into the slipstream. He's going to have the inside line down towards turn 3. Porsche versus Corvette, we're seeing this in the battle for second. Traeger gets a bit of his penalty off, not much though, and not enough to really make the most of it. And Traeger's round. Traeger lights up the rears very quickly. He's red lighted it, and this is going to allow Nothonk to catch up. Nothhonk's going to see the other flags, going to put his foot down now, and this puts Traeger's chance of points even further down, as he's really under pressure to score points here. Up towards turn 9, Ricky's close to the back again of Cam, as Cam's got back through, and every lap it's another person in second. Cam though still has the fastest lap, so that'll at least do him some benefit. Was that Ricky hitting him again? Up towards turn 1 we go. Ricky's going to try and send it. Cam breaks very late, gives him the space. Cam could have defended that, but that's good there by Cam. Baited him into the move, and then he goes in for it. Kavak into the pits van. The first guy to budge. Shregu also on with 5% of fuel. He's really burnt his fuel up. Nothonk, he's in as well. Nothonk's going to gain a huge chunk of time to Shregu with a 20% fuel difference. And these are the first 3 into the pits van. Kavak goes away onto the mediums van, as he will come out behind Beamer Gang. Nothonk and Shregu, where will they come out? Who's going to actually budge first? Out goes Shregu first, but it's by the skin of its teeth, and you can see, look how much that gap's closed down then. Shregu goes onto the softs, so Shregu's doing mediums last as well. That really might hurt his chances at points even more than before, as it's quite known that doing the mediums last isn't the best. So Noffel and Kavak, the first 2 to use both sets of tyres. Up at the front in this lap is the call for Alpine, as he picks up half-second penalty. Cam West going for the undercut on Ricky as he red lights it. Hubert is into the pits. He's got a huge advantage on fuel. They'll give him a good 5 seconds to Cam, extra to Cam anyway, as we've seen from, as we just saw between Shregu and Noffelhonk. So, are these two going to go on softs again? Is Cam maybe going to go for an undercut, or is he going to try and go long, or go onto the longer tyre, go onto the mediums this time? Remember, you have to use 2 sets of compounds, 2 different compounds of tyre. And it's a fairly quick stop there as well by the boys over at Night Shift, and he's out well before Huber is. And he's also onto the mediums. Huber onto the mediums. So Huber and Cam, they are also in. They're also out. 2 seconds of the gap between Noffelhonk and Shregu. This is in the battle for net 8th. The leader's in this lap. He's got a 6-second lead to Ricky, who can probably go another lap. 2-second penalty as well for Alpino. So into the pits van comes the race leader. Will Ricky be in to defend the undercut? He's red lighted it. Ricky in he comes as well. He'll have a bit of a fuel advantage. But where's Cam on track? Joseph's ahead of Cam. Cam's picked up a 1.4 second. He's still got 1.7 seconds after his penalty. And he's got a 46-second gap to the leader. So has he had maybe a mistake somewhere on his outlaps? I don't think the pits are that long. Kavak's got through on PX4, it seems. As Ricky and Joseph, they're all into the pits. So the current top 3 into the pits then. And where will Cam come out? He's coming up towards turn 9 now, and we'll see if he actually made a mistake. Joseph's going to be gaining some time, as he's the biggest gainer in this round, as stops with an 11% advantage over Ricky. Round the final turn for Cam. Alpino, he's already out before Cam, and Cam's just got round the final turn. So, mediums for Alpino. And where does Cam? Will he come out ahead of Ricky? No, he won't. Ricky then. So Cam's had a terrible outlap, and Ricky's got 2 seconds on him, as Ricky's onto the mediums. Joseph as well. He's on the mediums, so he's used both sets of tyres. And 7 out of the 10 drivers have now used all different He used different compounds of tyres. Beamer Gang and PX4. PX4's actually managed his fuel quite nicely. He could go another few laps. This is a slowdown penalty for Huber as they'll get rid of all of that pretty quickly. PX4 catching the curb at turn 3. This could actually hold up Joseph a bit, cause a bit of traffic. Huber, he's also... No, Huber's pitted. So then, Cam West with the undercut did not work. He had a terrible outlap. I don't quite know what happened. Let's have a look. What was his actual lap time then? 1:29. He's lost time to Ricky somehow, so maybe Ricky's in-lap was just that quick. But anyway, Ricky's out-lap a lot quicker than Cam's, and Cam's now got a penalty to 4.2 seconds. And this is now... I don't think he's really on the coast of Joseph. He's still down in 7th. But there's a few people ahead of them that are also yet to pit. Huber catching up to Beamer Gang. Beamer Gang, what's... Beamer Gang may run out of fuel here. Here's something to quickly watch. Beamer Gang's very low on fuel, so is he... Surely he can't be trying a one-stop, because that would be ridiculous around here. Beamer Gang might screw himself here royally. Just a tad. He's losing so much time as well. I know he started on the mediums, so is he trying to go longer on the mediums? There's the fuel dipping down to 0%, so he's now running on fumes. And sometime before the end of this lap then, because he's running on 0.0, he's running on 0. fuel. So he's 0. something because Huber goes through and wait for the speed limiter to kick in. As there we go, Beamer Gang's out of fuel. Beamer Gang has ran out of fuel. He's timed this poorly. Going for extra laps really ruined his race. And now Beamer Gang's out of fuel. And Kavak will go through. Shregu will come through, I think. As he's now restricted, as his speed comes down anyway, to 50 mile an hour now. And Shregu and Nothonk surely will be catching him and overtaking him. As there goes Shregu, and here comes Nothonk. And Beamer Gang will now find himself dead last. PX4, he's going an extra lap as well. He's red lighted it, but he's not at the stage where... Well, where where Beamer Gang was, so he shouldn't be under too much pressure. But he's certainly not short shifting, that's for sure. So one American running out of fuel, another American also trying to go along. Will he run out of fuel? Surely not. Surely we don't have two people run out of fuel in one race. PX4, then he should be able to make it in. Huber's running in 4th now as well, as Cam's penalties, if they keep piling up, that will really knock him down. Ruben. No tengo hablo español. What do you mean in English, Ruben? So, as it stands then, Cam's going to be losing out big time. Kavak's actually the biggest loser in this. Kavak's gone down to 6th, actually. If we now look at the points, 12 for... Cam will be getting 13, Alpino will be getting... Well, 12 plus 1, 13, Alpha Pino will be getting 50. My math can't be right here. No, we won't. My math sucks. It's 11 plus 17, so 28 points then for the boys over at Night Shift. Compared to what is 10? Yeah, it's one stop suck. You lose so much time as well because it's very much a top end track. Alpino's gap is slowly coming down to Ricky, but he's extending it now. As we approach the 30-minute mark. Cam's 3 seconds off the back of Ricky, but his penalty's really gonna hamper him, so he's gonna have to find 7 seconds in the next 32 minutes and 20 seconds. It's possible, but the pace that Ricky's showing, and here comes Beamer Gang after he had an absolute shocking stint trying to go long. Really don't know what he was thinking. No one's picked up any damage as of yet, but Huber's chasing his maiden podium here in GTEL. So he's maybe praying that Cam makes a mistake, and maybe Helix is as well. But as it stands, the championship, the team's championship, will be going to night shift. That's as it stands. Night shift 1-3, Tri Drive 2-4. Tri Drive doing quite well. And people can't just say, oh, it's Ricky, it's Lucas. Do not discredit Huber here either. He's having a brilliant drive. Joseph and Kavak 5th and 6th for the Helix boys. Shregu's running in 7th, trying to get some points for the BRT team. Norfolk's down in 8th. Weezer within a second of him. And then the 2 Americans well off the back of them. That's Alpino nearly hitting the wall now. How sad would that have been if he went and bashed into the wall and gave himself some damage there? Rightfully so, he picks up a penalty. PX4, he used different set of tyres. And so did Beamer Gang. So it's just Shregu who's on the softs, who's yet to use 2 different compounds. As he started on the softs, and he's got mediums. He still needs to use the mediums. So it's looking like he'll probably be 8th as Honks on the softs as he started on mediums. So we'll really be hunting him down. .1 seconds left on the penalty for Cam. So he's got a second off it, but his track limits, he's really not been having the best of days with them. But Huber, he's having a drive. His best finish was at the Nürburgring, where he got 4th, and he's doing quite well again. As he picks up a half-second penalty as we save that. 4.5 seconds up the road is Joseph, and Kavak's not far back either. Up at the front then, halfway or over halfway through this race. Can Kavak get Ricky? No. He's about 20 seconds up the road. Huber get Ricky? Well, technically they can all get them if I think he's in range where if Ricky is a big spin, then yeah. Ricky so far has been quite consistent. But I say more with Cam, as Cam's penalties, if they keep building up, he's getting them down now. And he's still pulling away from Huber. But the way Cam's pushing, I can honestly see, yeah, with the way Cam's pushing with track limits, and I can honestly see him catching the wrong curb and spinning. That's just me. So I think he needs to be a bit more conservative as he locks the front right there. So he's really on edge trying to get this second place. But he just needs to relax a bit more and just drive. Stop pushing it so much. As you can see, he's really pushing it, but he's not actually gaining any time. As that gap's coming up towards 6 seconds now. Is Ricky slowly but surely catching Alpino as he then bags himself a 1 second slowdown. Ricky can see Alpino into the distance. But in the words of the great Murray Walker, catching is one thing, overtaking is a completely different story. 26 minutes to go. And as the championship stands, Night Shift will be taking home the team's championship today. Through turn 4, Ricky goes. It's been very good through turn 4, I must say, when it comes to gaining time and overtaking and defending. Outside line defending, that's pretty impressive. The gap between Ricky and Cam extends, but the gap between Cam and Huber also extends, and the gap between Joseph and Huber closes. So, battle for 4th, looking good so far. Joseph and Huber, and the gap coming right down. He's within slipstream range now. Joseph's been good up towards turn 3. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Huber has a solid exit here and is pulling up a bit. Up at the front, 2.6 seconds. Ricky is chasing down Alfa Pino. Slowly but surely, about a 10th a lap. So it's going to be a close one as we approach the second pit window, as they move on to their final stop. Maybe Alfa Pino is being a bit more conservative when it comes to fuel. Pretty much even. Ricky's got the better tyres, those. We know the Corvette's not the best when it comes to that sort of stuff. Who do you think's going to win this one? It's going to be a close one for sure, but I really can't call who takes this. There's a mistake by Joseph somewhere through the lap as that gap's extended by half a second. Helix wants Alfa Pino to win. Seems a bit off. Schrager into the pits when it's an early stop, and the way his fuel's actually going, he's gonna have to do a bit of fuel saving on this final stint then, as he's in a good few minutes early, so someone might want to get the message to him to do a bit of fuel saving if anyone from BRT's listening in. Go tell Shiregu to be a bit more conservative on fuel, do a bit more saving. As right now, he's currently going to be on track to run out of fuel and do a beamer gang. Well, they can win, it's just going to take a miracle. Never say nada. Ricky's gonna pick himself up our second penalty as Schrager is out on the pits. Full tank of fuel and mediums to go. He's got an undercut off honk. He can maybe bridge the gap down. But he's gonna have to really work this out. He's gonna have to really get his foot down and push a bit here. He's actually going to have to be conservative. In comes an awful honk then as he responds to Schrager's stop. Now, Schrager's going to have to be a bit conservative on his fuel, or yeah, he will run out of fuel, and that will be we'll be recreating basically what Beamer Gang did. What Beamer Gang did wasn't fun, so I don't know why you would want to. Into the pits for an off honk, maybe overcutting. Sure, Schrager may have the undercut on him, but in terms of there's knock off on the fuel as well. In terms of who's gonna have more fuel, knock off's gonna be safely out and ahead. PX4 is also yet to stop us actually. PX4 is gonna try and go to the end here. So good strategy by PX4, where he's fuel saving a fair bit here. And he's got enough fuel to last him the way he's got. Oh, there's a mistake there at turn 3. Shregu may be under a bit of pressure. He's going to have to actually get a move on if he wants these points. PX4 could actually snag some points here with a bronze strategy. Into the pits for his Huber. Schrager also took the mediums just to note, so he's used both sets of tyres. Huber and Kavik into the pits then. Huber more fuel than Kavik, so advantage Huber. He hasn't got to full fuel at this time. And the tri-drive mechanics looking severely like BNR mechanics. What's going on there? out comes Huber onto the soft with not a full tank of fuel, but near enough, and Kavak as well. He's taken a lot longer in the pits. Huber was ahead of him anyway, but Huber's now got the undercut onto Joseph. He's going to be putting his foot down a bit more and try and close the gap. You lose a good 30-40 seconds into the pits, and in comes Alfa Pino, in comes Ricky. Cam will also be in his E's, very low on fuel. He's one more lap, and he would have actually run out of fuel, so he's going to be hoping to get into the pits nicely, and he does. If he ran out of fuel, that would have been really unfortunate, but he's losing out a lot of time here then. On fuel, Joseph, is he going to go? Joseph goes a lap long, so Joseph's actually going to go quite long here. And Huber now really has to get a move on, as Joseph will then go into the net race lead, as out comes Alfa Pino, but Joseph into the lead then for the first time this race, but that's without him pitting it, so this lead won't be... This lead will be short-lived. Ricky's out. Another massive gap to Cam. What's the gap actually gone up by? It's gone up by a long margin. The gap between Cam and Huber as well. This has closed down dramatically. Let's have a look at Huber when he comes out. The gap's gone down by a good 5 seconds, maybe more. The gap between Joseph and Huber though in the battle, on the net battle for fourth. One mistake by Cam, and that could easily put Huber or Joseph onto the podium. And Cam's really, his race has just gone downhill. It's not been the best. He really struggled to get Ricky at the start, and then just gone downhill. Joseph into the pits then. Huber's who we really need to be looking out for, as he's coming through turn 8 now. 2 turns to go. It's going to be close, I think. He's not going to be taking as much fuel, is Joseph. I can't... Oh, I don't know. Whoa, sorry for the light warning if anyone was light sensitive. I think here comes Huber. Is he going to go around the outside? It's going to be a close one. Huber's onto the track. Oh, Huber's popping a wheelie over at turn 1, but he is through. But Joseph's tugged into the slipstream. 10 out of 10 on style there for Huber, but it's a second penalty is what Gran Turismo will respond with, as he gets a huge chunk off, but that really invites Joseph in now. And for the last 15 or so minutes, we're going to have a nice dogfight for fourth here. As the way things stand then, Alfa Pino, 2 points for pole position, 15 for the win, 17 points for him. Plus Cam West's 10 plus 1 for fastest lap. That will be 28 points going the way of Night Shift. Now they need to outscore Helix by 10 points, and as it stands, Helix will be getting 10 points, so they'll outscore them by 18 points, so Night Shift looking like they're going to win. Eve win the Teams Championship. The extra 2 points Joseph will get from passing Huber, if he passes Huber, I don't believe there'll be, or they won't be. He's going to have to really work up and get Cam. Which, if Cam has a mistake, it is possible. Shregu. What's happened to Shregu? Oh, Shregu's actually lost 10 seconds to PX4. PX4 fuel saving to the end, it seems, as he's trying to one-stop this, which I must say, if he pulls this off, round of applause to him. This is the man that gained 3 places at Bathurst by using the hards. This man is no slouch. Do not underestimate him. His raw pace is not world class. But his strategy, he's probably top 5 in the league, especially when you consider he's the only person to use the hards and use them properly and get them to work. He's someone that goes under the radar massively. Look at his fuel though, 12 minutes on 25%. I really can't see that happening. When some people struggle to go 12 minutes on 50%. Alpino. That might be a track excursion penalty, and Ricky's not far behind, 2.6 seconds. And there we go, half-second slowdown. That won't be too much. He could probably get that gone all the way up in towards turn 3 now. Which he does. Well done, Alpino. So then, 10 minutes to go. Alpino leads, but that gap's closing right down. Alpino dealing with some traffic of Shregu. Ricky very close to the back as well, but Ricky's got a 1.4 second penalty. That might explain why he's gained a lot of time. Huber's under threat from Joseph, but Joseph has a penalty. So we've got, seeming like we're going to have two nice fights that involve both tri-drive drivers in the last 10 minutes. Up at the front then, Alpino's actually given himself a 1 second slowdown penalty as Ricky gets past Shregu, who's cost himself some solid points here. But actually, never say nada. Again, PX4 not timed this very well, as he's got to go 9 minutes on a red bar, which means you've got 1 lap of fuel, and if he can manage to make a lap of fuel last 10 minutes, it's impressive. So will PX4 be in this lap? Yes, into the pits he goes then. So Shregu, where will Shregu come out? PX4, will he get the jump? He's still not in the pit box. We can see him, his pit crew way in he comes then. Takes fresh tyres. Shregu comfortably ahead, and he may have just been saved by the bell when it comes to scoring points then. The gap between PX4 and Shregu, 4.8 seconds, 5 seconds then. And Shregu has worn mediums compared to fresh softs of PX4. 7.5 minutes, it's 5 laps. It's possible. I know, right? What's Huber saying bruh to? I'm guessing there may have not been a fair move. As I think that's also Joseph letting him past. Yeah, so Huber's back up into 4th. Don't think that was a fair move. That's nice of Joseph to let him back through. I must say, if something did actually go on between the two of them. Towards turn 3, where I think there was an instant last time between these two. Joe's going to be close enough to look for a move. No, I don't think he will be. Huber holds on for now. There's a bit of a hit again there by Joseph. And Joseph really needs to watch himself, as he's gained a lot of time there, and you could argue that that hit that did force Huber off the track a tiny bit. Well, that's questionable there by Joseph. Anyway, up at the front, 2.5 second penalty for Alfapino. He's gonna have to get that down within the next 5 seconds. Or sorry, next 5 minutes. As that type of penalty, he's not got that gap for it, and he does get a big chunk of it off. But as he gets that chunk of time down, Ricky will also then be gaining time. So, there's good thing about this track is there's a lot of spots where you can get rid of a penalty. Down up towards turn 3 like we've just seen, down towards turn 4 now. And also turn 1 is not too bad, and turn 9. They're all solid spots to really penalty kill. But Alpino really needs to watch his track limits now, as that may be the loss of this win for him. And that will drop the points then. If Alfapino loses this, as it stands then, well, if Alfapino comes second here, which is possible, quickly think. If we do some quick math, lads. So Alfapino in second will give him 12 points, they'll give him 14 points, Cam will have, so that'll be 25 points. 25 points if Alfapino comes second, compared to the 8, Joseph will get 12 points. So as it stands, I think fastest lap. So Helix are getting 12 points. If they take fastest lap, which will be a miracle for them to take it, I must say, at this stage of the race. If they somehow do pull out a world and get fastest lap, that'll then drop it to 24 points to 13. So, either way, they top scoring by 11 points. Actually, no, it's 10 points because of countback. Alpha Pino holding on for dear life if he wants this race winners. They've got 2 laps to go now up the line between these two. Ricky's been clean, he's kept his head down, he's been cool, calm and collected. He's not got himself any penalties where it's not really been necessary, as Alpha Pino gets a big penalty kill there up at turn 3. But everywhere else, he then starts to gain more penalties, so his penalty kill's been immaculate, I must say. But with the amount of penalties he's had this race, he's also had a lot of practice with it, which really isn't the best, I must say. And Ricky's very close to the back of Alpha Pino now as they are on the run up towards turn 6. Ricky tries to find the move for the race lead. Down towards turn 7 we go then. Ricky's going to go ahead and Alpha Pino will just back out, and Alpha Pino's actually red lighted it. Alpha Pino is also low on fuel here, it seems. Is he going to try and fight back up towards turn 9? I think he might, but he's going to have to be fuel saving a fair bit here. As Alpha Pino and Ricky, after a consistent drive, a calm and consistent drive, is holding on for a debut win. And it's not been an easy one, as there goes his red light as Alpha Pino gets more of his penalty down, but he cannot penalty kill here now up towards turn 2. Sorry, up towards turn 3. Cannot penalty kill here. He's going to have to try. He's aiming up the long way. He's going to be ahead. We know the Corvette's got the top speed. He does a bit more penalty kill, but he's going to have to go around the outside, and maybe penalty killing there has not been the best of ideas. But he does get the switchback, and as we've seen, the Corvette's really good in straight line speed. But as we've also seen, Ricky's very good around turn 4 as well. Huber's also got past Joseph to get himself back up to 4th, as we've just seen. Alpha Pino down on the inside. Ricky cannot hold on around the outside. Tries to find the inside line as they come through turn 5. Up towards turn 6 then. It's the final lap. Through turn 6 we go. Alpha Pino hooks the inside line. This is where Ricky made the move last time. He's not going to be close enough. That's Kavak and Noffelhonk winning. Or sorry, not winning, completing the race. Round the outside, Ricky's going to try and go through turn 7 and 8. Up towards turn 9 we go then. 2 turns to go. Who's going to have it? Neither of them have a penalty. Round the outside here though might give you a penalty. The fuel's low for Alpha Pino, but he should be safe till the end. He tries to find a switchback. He lets it through. What a move by Nicky if he can pull himself. Alpha Pino is going to be inside line down towards the final turn, and a switchback is going to give Alpha Pino the race win. Up towards the line. Alpha Pino. What a move. Alpha Pino wins at Spielberg. What a switchback there at turn 9. And Cam West, he's coming up towards the final 2 turns now. Shregu, he's just about going to fend. Actually, no, not quite. Shregu's got a penalty here he might have to be aware of. PX4's closing down. Shregu's run out of fuel as well. Shregu will lose Shregu will lose points on the final lap. Drama at the last lap here. Alpha Pino wins. Shregu will still not be able to grasp points as he runs out. We said it at the start of the second stop that strategy might cost him. Joseph will take 4th, as you could see there, with the penalty. But Night Shift Racing are your Season 2 Division 3 Teams Champions, Cam West and Alpha Pino. Congratulations, Night Shift. They've been absolutely immaculate, but they are your Teams Championship or they are your team's champions for Div 3. Confirmation of results then after a brilliant switchback. Quick thinking there by Alpino. Breaker to get the switchback. He will take the race win. They take the team's championships. The drivers' standings go on to the penultimate round at Laguna Seca. Join me tomorrow, 7 PM British summertime, for round 7 of the GTEL Division 2 Championship.